Neo Vision Awakened Barret was a damage dealer and a tank, but with a true brave shift. This Barret has the same rows, but in one form. So next time we might see Daddy Barret, who has the same rows but with a true brave shift. Avalanche's Barret's Trustmaster reward is a materia that boosts your unit's equipment defense when they're carrying a single gun or fist. Unfortunately, very few physical tanks want to equip those weapons, especially since Warrior of Light's upgraded sword is just so strong. His Super Trustmaster reward is a gun to solve that problem. With high attack and even better defense, the gun will further give Barret an extra 500 defense if he's the one holding it. No other Barret can benefit though, which makes that high attack stat a bit moot. Regardless, the gun also has some fire and wind resistance attached to it. Onto his active abilities. Barret's damage scales off his defense. He has 3 magic spells. Protecta can be awakened to stage 3. Arfaraja will boost your team's fire damage by a whopping 200%, gives them a 50% physical, magical, and general mitigation buff, and fills your team's land burst gauges by a decent amount. Eroja is the same thing but wind. Cover, physical 1, can be upgraded to 5, strengthening the cover values. Fill land burst, fills his land burst. Provoke 2 is provoke, that gives Barret a 75% general mitigation buff. Maximum Fury chains a Stardust Ray, and gives him a 75% general mitigation buff. Charge Shot chains a Bolting Strike, and inflicts an 87% attack and magic break. We're counting on you, man. We'll fill another ally's land burst gauge by a significant amount. True Lifesaver activates an Omni Cover, giving Barret a 90% general mitigation buff for a single turn. Passives. With his Trustmaster reward or Super Trustmaster reward equipped, Barret gets a whopping 1000 defense, a big boost to his land burst damage, and extra equipment defense while carrying a single weapon. The man has 6 strong killers, a nice land burst regen, a 30% boost to physical evasion, and oh, they added a provoke stat tracker. 70%, a very nice addition. He prefers to carry a single weapon, meaning half the cap to the chain land boost. At the start of the battle, he'll automatically activate Preemptive Barfaraja, boosting your team's fire resistance by a whopping 200%. And activating a weak physical cover. His normal attack has been changed to attack, which fills his land burst gauge by 1/10. He also has 2 guts buffs. At EX plus 2 he gets Warring Spirit. At EX plus 3 he gets 500 defense. His elemental resistance is also pretty good, with fire and wind rising a bit above the rest. Let's look at his land burst. It deals fire damage, inflicts an 87% attack break and an 85% magic break, gives your team a 70% general and physical mitigation buff, and gives them an additional 75% physical mitigation buff against human and Reaper enemies. As a Super Land Burst user, Barret has access to Defense Shift, which automatically boosts his defense by 250%, his Land Burst damage by 200%, and fills his Land Burst gauge when the Super Land Burst is ready to go. The Super Land Burst is effectively the same thing, but a bit better. It deals more fire damage, raises the attack break to 89%, the mitigation buffs to 75%, and the species mitigation to 85%. Let's rank Brave abilities. He has 1, it just raises damage. I'd prioritize awakening his abilities instead. Time to make a damage rotation. On turn 1, cast Fill Land Burst, Protecta, and Maximum Fury. On turn 2, use his Land Burst. On turn 3, triple cast Maximum Fury. On turn 4, cast Protecta, and double cast Maximum Fury. On turn 5, use a Super Land Burst. Repeat the rotation, though you can't, so just do your best. So, EX2. As a Super Land Burst user, Barret automatically benefits from additional EX awakenings. EX plus 2 is Warring Spirit, potentially letting Barret begin the battle by casting a variety of strong defensive buffs. It also gives you his Super Trustmaster reward, which will rarely be best in slot for anyone but Barret. EX plus 3 is expensive, but lets you maintain his Super Land Burst buffs for full value. But it's also expensive. So how good is Avalanche's Barret? He's a good physical tank, but only brings 2 new things to the table: strong fire and wind resistance. Everything else, literally everything else, is something we've seen before. Of course, being Neo, he can surpass certain other units, most notably King of Leonis Mont, another fire physical tank. He also brings along a hefty Land Burst Film, a useful Omni Cover, and strong tank stuff. Of course, being a physical tank, he runs into the common competition: EX plus 3 Runda, and no, his mitigation buffs still aren't better. Being a Neo physical tank, strictly speaking, he's a good unit, and Neo thresholds for elemental resistance are always welcome. but ultimately, he's just another niche pick in the sea of tanks that's not Runda. A bonus for Barret lies in his 2 rows though, letting him benefit from equipment limited to either tanks or attackers, and it's certainly possible to strengthen him further. Whether you can or will is of course another story. Thanks for watching, and if you like this video, leave a like and subscribe. Comment below if you summoned Avalanche's Barret, and tell me if you got anything cool from the 350 summon.